15.59 miles, 8 minutes, 28 seconds per mile today. The first snow that I was able to run in this season. Now, we've had a couple of other snows before. I just wasn't able to get out there and run in them, so this was my first time for this winter, and I really enjoyed it out there. Temps were hovering around the freezing point, sometimes a little bit above it, so sometimes it was snow, sometimes it was rain. In either event, none of it stuck to the ground, really. And I know it wasn't the biggest snow, but it felt like a lot more snow than it shows up on camera. And it was a lot of fun to run in it. Running in falling snow is my favorite way to run. And on days like today, where it's not too cold and it's not too icy, it makes it just that much more enjoyable. So I had a really great time out there today. Ran a little bit farther than I probably should have for today, but I just was having such a good time that I decided I would go for 15 today, and it was a great day out there. One weird thing that happened was, it must be some sort of fishing day or a beginning of a season or something like that along the lake, because everywhere I went along the lake there were tons of fishermen everywhere. The most congested part was Navy Pier, and I'm wondering if maybe that's because either with the way that the pier is, it creates kind of like a, not an estuary, but a little area where fish like to congregate, or maybe because there's a parking garage right on the pier, it makes it easy to park your car and get right out towards the water without having to walk too far. But there were tons of people fishing out there today. No one caught anything big from what I was able to see running by. Everyone caught stuff that was like, well, maybe this big. But I saw like 2 or 3 people catch fish as I was running like less than a half mile down the pier. So that was a lot of fish. One time I took my daughter, we went for a walk down by the lake, and there was a whole bunch of guys fishing. This was earlier in the summer. And the moment we got there, some dude caught like a huge fish, just a gigantic fish. And he pulled it out of the water, and all the other fishermen came over, and it was a big ruckus, and everyone got super excited. And then, he put the fish in his bag, who's going to keep it. And then my daughter's like, let's wait for another fisherman to catch a fish. And I was like, are you sure? Because I don't think she realized that it doesn't happen like every other minute that people catch fish. And so we waited for like a good 10 minutes, and she kept wondering why these fishermen weren't able to catch any more fish. And she assumed that they weren't great fishermen because of that. But ultimately felt really good out there. I ran in the Solomons, the Solomon Predict RA. They did pretty good in the conditions, nothing too icy though. I'm nearing 100 miles on the Solomon Predict RA, so follow-up kind of video will be coming up soon, hopefully before I leave Chicago for the Thanksgiving kind of weekend. After we get back from Iowa, I'll have a couple of pairs of shoes waiting for me here. I think those will be really exciting. One of them is going to be another winter running shoe, and so I'm really excited about that, and it's from a brand I've never tried before, so I'm pretty excited to check that out. It's something that you guys have been asking me about for a long time, and now they have a winter version of that shoe, so very excited. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming, but not for a little while, because shipping, for whatever reason, is going to take a long time. As far as the Raycon, the earbuds, I ran in those today as well. Started out with a 100% charge, and by the time I got back after 2 hours and 12 minutes of running, they were at 70% battery life. So they did a lot better than I was thinking. I thought that probably by the time I get back, I'd be at closer to like 50, maybe even as low as 30% range in those. So the battery life is doing better than I had expected on that. So that's a good thing to see. Still going to be very curious to see. It's still kind of like, the honeymoon period with these earbuds. I love them. But, we'll have to see how they do after like a month of intense usage. The last thing I want to do today is talk about today's charity runners, and I'm out of charity runners. So if you are a charity runner or know a charity runner, please send me a fundraising link. You can put it in the comments or email it to me or send me a message on Twitter or Instagram, however you want to get it to me. I'd like to spotlight a different charity runner every day, give them $5, put them in the video, and put their fundraising information in the description so everyone else can check out what they're doing as well. I have no one for today. So what I've done is I've gone back to Salute Inc. That's the charity that I ran for in 2017 for the Chicago Marathon. It's a great charity. It's local, and what they do is they provide support to veterans as they transition back from military life into civilian life. And one of the things that they're very upfront about is sometimes people, and they're making that transition back, they just need some cash to help them get through the end of the month to pay for expenses, and all those other things that you need to do to kind of get back to normalcy. They also help with a lot of education, training, and other transition assistance. But it's a charity that I've had a lot of experience with running for them in terms of a charity bid, but also I've met a lot of people in charge or helping to run the organization, and they have a really high percentage of dollars that come in going straight out to helping the people that they're trying to help. And so that's something that I really find important. And so this is one that I like. It's a great organization. I really like what they're doing. So if you're interested in supporting them or at least checking them out, I'll put a link to their information in the description below. That's all I have for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yo, what's going on?